Hello, my name is Alyssa, and I'm running for library trustee. I'm one of 5 candidates vying for 3 positions on the library's board of trustees. First, I'm going to tell you about what a library trustee does in Winthrop. Winthrop has one library, officially known as the Winthrop Public Library and Museum, right next to Town Hall in Metcalf Square. Half of all libraries trustees in Massachusetts are unelected, but Winthrop is one of the towns that maintains the right of the people to choose library leadership. Library and trustees in Winthrop make up a 6-member board, headed by the chair. Each trustee, unless filling a vacancy, is elected to a term of 4 years, with half of the board running every 2 years. According to the town charter, the library trustees have the following responsibilities: managing the library building and library property, directing spending of funds raised for or budgeted by the town for the library, accepting donations and bequests of funds or property to the library, approving all library rules and regulations, selecting a library director, although one was just selected this past spring. But the most important responsibility is not listed in the charter: advocating for the library. And now I'm going to tell you about myself and why I'm running for library trustee. I'm a lifelong Winthrop resident and an alumna of Winthrop Public Schools. Winthrop Public Library was my first library as a child. In high school, I volunteered for the Friends of the Winthrop Public Library in the bookstore and for their newsletter. I started working in libraries right out of college 10 years ago. Later, I earned my master's degree from the School of Library and Information Science at Simmons College. While studying at Simmons, I had the opportunity to work part-time as a library assistant in Winthrop, which I did for almost 4 years. Nowadays, I work as a reference librarian in another public library in the same network Winthrop is a part of. I love libraries. First thing I do when visiting somewhere new is I go and explore their library. Whether you go to read or study, apply for jobs, or attend library programs, libraries are where communities come together. Last year in Winthrop, the town manager laid off every library staff member except for the director and assistant director. One reason it was so devastating is that Winthrop's library was already operating on a significantly reduced staff since the Great Recession. As a library assistant in the circulation department, I signed people up for library cards, checked books out to them, and collected their fees and fines. But because there is no reference department, I also did the work of an adult services librarian, helping people find their next book, providing technology instruction through classes and one-on-one help, and as well as promoting the library through a monthly newsletter and flyers. And this was on top of putting away books, movies, and CDs, because the library didn't have any pages anymore either. Because of the multiple roles stretched among all staff, the loss was multiplied. Thanks to several residents keeping the pressure on the town manager, the staff was called back 2 months later. As of October 25th, the library has finally staffed all the positions back to pre-pandemic levels. The chaos of last summer galvanized me. More than ever, I believe Winthrop deserved a library trustee who knows how libraries work and knows how they serve their communities. I have experience on both sides of the desk at the Winthrop Public Library, and I'm still a working public librarian, something that would be unique to the current board. Every librarian of today wants to make libraries more welcoming for all. One of the ways I would do that is by supporting a change to the overdue materials policy. If you look at my website, alyssatrue.org, I have sources that say fines do not work as a deterrent and actually hurt libraries' most vulnerable users. 40 years ago, the library where I work today abolished fines. The town's population is only 30% larger than Winthrop, yet in September 2021, their libraries circulated triple the materials than Winthrop's did. More and more libraries have gone fine-free. And if you didn't know, fines actually go to the town's accounts and not directly to the library itself. Winthrop is my hometown, and the Winthrop Public Library is our library. Vote for me on November 2nd if you think the library can do better and be better.